Actually, this bit of video was an accident put to good use, and I'll show you why. You see this object right here? This is what I'm going to be concentrating on in the video. And also, I changed the contrast, brightness, and saturation. And there you go. There's what I changed it to, just to bring out the definition of this video a little bit better. Now, I know what this is because I've already watched the video, but just to clue you in, this is a channel marker that's either in sea pines or Arapica, which is two other entryways into two other boat ramps. There's one other spot, but they don't really have these particular channel markers. It's actually just PVC poles with some, green and red marks on them. But this was like 45 minutes of video, and I sped it up 5 times. So the first part, with the couple of pictures I put in, is a little over 3 minutes, about 3.5 minutes. But the whole purpose is keep your eye on that object, and I'll point it out as we go along. I mean, you see birds flying on it. You'll see birds flying past it. And if it's slowed down, you can actually see birds in and out of that mirror area. And that's what I try to show people in a lot of my videos with observational proof. But it seems to go, Globers will say, it's refraction, but refraction is actually light reflecting upward and causing any objects to be actually drugged down or mirrored underneath. And I really came here to videotape these, and you can see how the light changes in this, and that's due to the light coming in and out of the clouds of the sun on the horizon. And in one of my, I think it's part 2, I kind of show you how the sun comes out of the clouds a little bit, or more light rays comes out and brightens things up, and it causes that mirroring to mirror some more. But I'm always talking about this gray area, and this gray area to me is that section just above the hard water. And in this video, it's kind of hard to say, but almost split that marker there in 2. Now you see how the light changes each throughout this whole thing, and that's the light coming through from the sun. Now I zoomed in again and reset my camera. We'll have to wiggle it around a little bit, and I'm trying to reset it. Every now and then you'll see a big boat go by up close, and that's what's flashing out on the screen. But I do zoom in, zoom back out, or zoom in and out on it to give you an idea how far this is out. I look around a little bit because I'm wondering, like I said, I was looking for Hernando Beach condos, or Hudson Beach condos, excuse me. And here I thought this was one of the buildings, but boy, how wrong I was. But instead of just tossing this video away, I decided to look at it. And, as I was watching it, I thought, oh man, what a big old waste of time it was. But, after really viewing it and watching for the detail in it, I said, what is this object here? And then when I got to the very end, I did realize what it was, and I was actually surprised when I went back and sped it up like this, what a difference it made, and what actually you could see in it. That light refraction, that mirroring edge. all of a sudden it lifts, and it allows you to see the actual object. And it's not light refraction pulling this up. Like I said, if anything, right now the light refraction, or the light refracting up or reflecting up is what I like to say. Now watch that spot right there again. You know, it almost looks like it's got a little mouth to it, and it starts talking to you. In a sense, if you're really looking at it and paying attention. Now I forgot what I was talking about. But that light coming in and out of there, it reflects up, and it causes that mirroring effect. And that mirroring effect is in fact what hides the lower parts of the objects. And in this video, you will obviously see that it does this. Now, I kept getting these boats going by my screen, and it was kind of bothering me because I felt like I was getting a little bit of mist or salt on my camera. But again, watch that spot right there. Look how it opened up. Now keep watching it, because I got a picture coming up. Because I was trying to take a picture in between each video. And here's the picture. Now look at that very bottom part mirroring the top. Okay? So that's telling you something. That little bitty part down there is now what's mirroring. And you can see it through the rest of this video, how this pole actually starts becoming more and more visible. It's holding up this triangle. It's a red triangle, which if you're coming back into the channel, red is on the right, green is on your left. When you're leaving the channel, it's the opposite way. Red on your left and green on your right. Don't ask me why it's that way, but it works. I never have a problem going in and out of channels at night, that's for sure. And I do an awful lot of night fishing. And, you know, being that I do a lot of night fishing, I see a lot of things at night that I question, well, why am I able to see these lights from almost down in Hudson, which it's called Filman's Bayou that I fish in. But I can see the lights to the Crystal River Power Plant, which is quite a ways away. I'm not sure unless I go and actually try to do a measurement from there how far it is, but I know from, I do believe, Bayport, it's about 28, 29 miles, somewhere in that range, maybe 30. But look how that mirroring edge has dissipated, and now you can actually see the whole pole sitting in the water out there, with maybe a little bit of waves or, you know, chop in the water blocking out the very, very bottom of it. There still is a tiny bit of mirroring going on, and still look at the screen change, the light changing in it. But again, you know, I like to show observational proof of this, and if you ask me, this is good observational proof that you can actually see this whole channel marker now in the water without that mirroring edge, or I always call it the gray area, the duck blind, put it to you that way. It hides things within that refraction line. It doesn't pull shit up. So, you know, this next part is going to be my last picture that I took after this video, and I want to show you this. As you look at it, you can see the bottom and you can see the top, or the, you know, bottom part of the sign, but you can see that whole pole in the water right there at the very end. Now, this is Hudson Beach condominiums. Well, that's what I call them. There's another name for them, and you'll see that on some of the maps. Now, I took this picture with my camera at my screen because I couldn't figure out how to get pictures off of Google Earth, the fake Google CGI Earth. Well, this is one, and I do believe this is from well, I can't see the footage. Probably if it was on a bigger screen, I could, but it's from different heights. And it kind of shows you where I'm at and where I'm viewing at from a long distance. And then I start, closing the gap, getting a little closer. And this next one kind of showing you even a little closer view. And you can still see my red line pointing toward my actual goal, which I should have took that legend out of the way. But there's what I call Hudson Beach condominiums. We're going to get a closer view. And here it is, a little up higher. I fish toward the left-hand side of the screen in the winter months, get out of the wind and everything. And then here it is again. The boat ramp is right behind that little park, bottom left-hand corner. Kind of looks like a big building. And then here's the condominiums. And you can see this pond that goes around it, and that there's land there. And that land, okay, you got to take into consideration the height of my camera now, will block me out from seeing like the very last bottom floor of this building. And that's what you'll see in the following videos coming up in part 2. All right, well, I appreciate y'all watching and taking the time for this. I know my videos can be long. Thanks. Have a good day.